This is day 3 of the StarCastTV Star League Season 3. We're into the round of 16. We've got match 3 coming up. As you can see, it's going to be Movie versus Hero. So a Zerg versus Protoss. I think Hero is a massive favorite here. However, Movie has been well known for having some clever builds, so there is a shot that he could win. But if there are standard games, I think he is in massive trouble. Let's look at the bracket. We saw JYJ just barely skirt by Shine. We saw Barrack somehow actually beat Snow in a Protoss versus Terran, which is absurd. Let's take a look at our map picks for today. What's going to get through? And the answer is we're going to have a Deja Vu ban and a Minstrel ban. No surprise to me with the Minstrel ban. Money Hall seems a little interesting though. Somehow getting through there. I feel like Movie, maybe. Well, he didn't even pick that map. I was gonna say maybe he has something special planned there, but he didn't even pick it. So interesting. But either way, let's get into game 1, which is gonna be Kickback. Right, so in the bottom right, we do have Movie. And in the bottom left, we do have Hero. Now, Hero just doesn't lose this matchup, so this is going to be really rough for Movie. I'm trying to figure out where I saw Movie make an upset. Like, I thought it was last season that he won, but I'm going through the results, and he's not in season 2. So I'm curious where I saw him get an upset victory. I know I just saw it, like within the past few months. But either way, he's got his work cut out for him versus someone like Hero. And with it being Kickback, this is also a really freaking hard map for Protoss. Instant double base for Zerg. You have no real intel on what they're doing. They're going to be able to build their tech, in the main Nat or third base. And it's just really, really tough. I mean, there's no way around it. I've seen Snow do stuff like 2 gates on here, on 1 base. And surprisingly, he's won a decent amount of the time, but that's with Snow Micro. Does Movie have Snow Micro? Let's be honest. Nobody's got Snow Micro except for maybe Bisu. We do have a pool first opener from Hero. I think he's just not willing to risk it versus someone like Movie. He knows he's at a massive advantage. Like the levels of play are just so astronomically in favor of Hero that he really has to have something weird go wrong for him, I think, for Movie to win. So because of that, I think the pool first kind of just shuts down all the shenanigans. Now, interesting, we've got a drone. Okay, I guess this is for a scout. Yeah, okay, there's the drone at bottom middle, or bottom left. So it is just going to be a scouting drone. So I guess he's also thinking like, okay, well, I see Snow go 2 gate often. Is Movie going to do the same thing? If he is, you definitely need to not cut lings here. So far, there's only 4 lings coming out. I'm assuming those are lings. I can't imagine him not going lings. And the Overlord is going to see the 2 gate opener. So he now is 100% sure of what's going on. He could even build a sunken here. It looks like that's what he's going to do. Maybe? Yeah, sunken as expected. Alright, sunken with pool first opener. So already this 2 gate is most likely not going to do anything. I wonder how Movie's going to follow up. Is he going to go for a fast Nexus? Is he just going to continue to build Zealots? The problem with continuing to build Zealots is Overlord's in your base. He sees everything. However, the probe is still alive and does see that there was a drone being produced. We're now up to 3 Zealots. I guess, theoretically, maybe he could get 5 Zealots and run by the sunken. Maybe that's the play here. Well, there goes the probe. And without any vision, I'm not sure if he's going to be feeling confident to commit. So you see him back off. And Movie, actually, I'm not sure how that probe got to top right, but if it went around the edges, maybe, just maybe, Hero may not be aware that the Nexus is already going down. Now we do have the gas coming in for both sides. And I think at this point now, seeing the gas just now starting, there must have been Nexus put down. Also, you saw the probe go back. So he's pretty confident of what this is. And I've got my eyes locked on that worker count. You know, I've always been impressed at how fast the worker count shoots up for Zerg. They'll be down workers, like a considerable amount of workers for the majority of the game. And then all of a sudden, they're even in workers. And I'm just like, what happened? How? How do they have so much econ? So with this being a one base opener that did no damage, cut some probes, and now has a later Nexus, I'm already a little worried for the mid game for Movie. Now he did rush a Forge. He does have his cannon coming up. He does have cybernetics coming, but no +1 just yet. He did spend 100 gas on something. I'm guessing that must have been into the Forge now. If he was to get it right now, it would line up with like a 730 +1 timing. There it is. Okay, it is. It is upgrading, and now he sees that the cybernetics is done. So should be pretty confident that. Well, actually, those were goons built. There was no building put down, no Citadel, no Corsair. So there is at least one single goon being built. Now, there's a legendary game. Okay, well, we're not even going to talk about that because it's a Stargate Fallout, so forget that. I was going to say there's going to be mask, or there could have been mask goons, but that's not going to be the case as the Corsair is going to be coming out, you know, in the next minute or so, minute and a half. In Hero, he's just doing normal things. He's gone into Lair himself. He's gone into Spire. His Spire timing is going to be really good relative to the Corsair timing. And that's going to be a Citadel. You know, I was thinking, like, okay, what's one weird thing Movie could do to try and throw Hero off? And I was thinking maybe double Stargate could be the play. He's got his Nat gas also, so it's not like he would be gas starved. But instead, he feels like he's just going to be better off with a standard opener. And this is what I was fearing coming into the series, is standard opener. There's no way around it. You're not going to win versus Hero with a standard opener. So I'm hoping that there's some type of mind game here, whether it's like, okay, I'm going to literally just cut probes right now at 32 and go like, you know, 8 gate, 7 gate or something insane, and then do a timing. But I'm not sure if that could even work. Well, triple gas for Zerg. That's interesting. It's going to be mass mutas. I mean, he knows that the Corsair count is, or the Stargate was, you know, kind of late relative to his own Spire. So I think he could overrun with just pure Mutalisk. 5 hatched. Almost even in workers. I mean, it's just nuts. Remember, it was like 9 drones to 18 probes at one point, like at the very beginning, and now we're pretty much even. Now, Movie, like, he sees that this guy has no defense, but there's like nothing he can do about it. He may even lose his goon. Wow, instance around. See ya. Well, that goon didn't do very much. Now the Corsairs. Okay, luckily the Corsairs are hiding, but Scourge. Okay, not gonna die. These Scourge might get a Corsair pick off. And there are the mutas. And guess what? These elves are going to do nothing. So I really do think that this is mass mutas, triple gas. He's taking mid-left at the same time also. So it's going to be quadruple gas potentially with, you know, I think there's 8 mineral patches over there. So just insane eco. Now Hero's only shown, what is it, 3 mutalisks? So he hasn't really committed to mass mutas, but I still think that that's the play here. You know, the guy's only on 1 Stargate. In fact, he only has 3 Corsairs. Get +1. Yep, there we go. Get +1 armor on your Mutalisk. You've got 5 hatches, soon to be 6. You're going to have 4 gases. This guy still only has 2 gates. Of course, I don't think he knows that it's only 2 gates, but there's not going to be Templars. At least not very many. And there's no Archon. Like, I feel like this is the perfect play. Movie desperately needs to get this cannon up. Okay, there actually is 1 Archon. Archons are super strong, but they have slightly less range than a Mutalisk. What is the Archon range? Like 2, and I think a Muta range is 3, something like that. Oh, this base is probably going to be denied, and I think the only option that Protoss has here to just counter. That's exactly what he's doing. He's not turning around. He's going to try and make this attack work. And there wasn't that many Duncan and Ling. I do think that the Archon Zealot combo could push through here. He lost a couple Corsairs, and now the Mules are just on the back. Okay, there's 3 Duncans. And look at this. The Scourge and Overlords are in the front. So the Archon is doing nothing. Now he's going to get the Archon. That was nicely done. Basically takes no losses. Doesn't even find out about mid left. So it's not like there's like a hidden DT that got up there or something, and he could like start swiping drones when the drones get transferred inevitably. He basically just lost everything for what, like 2 meters? Something like that. Now Hero can drone again, wants more to saturate mid left. There goes the cannon. I don't even know if that got canceled. Still just 2 gates. I think Movie's just too far behind. He lost his army. He's got a 3rd base coming, but he has no gates. Like, how does he pressure ever? He only has 1 Stargate, so every Corsair loss is huge. He doesn't have even a single DT to kill drones at mid left like I was talking about. Now he's finally building gateways, but 10-minute gateways? To me, it feels super late. Keep in mind, Zerg players that go like 9-pool, overpool, etc., you know, I see them be able to match the production even when Protoss gets away with, you know, 1 cannon expand and they have like 7-minute, 7:30 gateways come up. So these gateways are like 2.5 minutes late. Zerg has gone for a normal-ish opener, and Zerg just running away with the eco. Almost going to be even worker count. Got Hydras coming onto the field right now. I just now realized that it's actually Hero up in supply. The whole time I actually thought Protoss was up in supply, but no, not the case. It's Zerg with the 25 supply lead. Yeah, this is a disaster. There are so many cannons here, and Archon and Corsair, that I don't think the mutas are going to work any longer. But they did their job. They forced out a lot of cannons, forced out, you know, multiple Archons, which aren't going to help versus the Hydralisk at all. Is he thinking about taking another base? No, it looks like that drone went back on the minimap. Now finally Move's trying to do something, like there's some type of intel, but how are you going to get out? Why, he's just killing he just killed 2 Corsairs with just Muta. Didn't even use the Scourge. I think at this point we're literally just waiting for Zerg to like maybe reach 150 supply and then move. Because I think he still can just plow through this. He's got so many mutas left over. He can have the Scourge go in front, tank some of the shots at first. And there's not even that many Zealots here. There's 0 goons. There's 4 Templars, but they only have 4 Storms total. The Archons are pretty much dead weight. I don't think that's enough Hydras right now, but maybe with 150, and look at that drone count. It was like, what was it, 38 a moment ago? Now it's 60. Oh no. Templar met his demise there as he got a little bit too greedy. It was a decent storm. Did some good damage to the Hydralisk, but isn't, like, look at this angle. Aren't all these Zealots just gonna get choked up here? Well, I guess they're only gonna get choked up if Zerg uses their whole army, which he did not. I'm curious what the Hydra upgrades are, because I don't remember seeing an Evolution Chamber, but I can't imagine him only having +0. Okay, he's got not only 1 Evolution Chamber, but he's got 2 of them. May even have like 1-1, potentially like 2-1. Meanwhile, now Protoss actually has a decent sized army, but despite it being decent, it's still down 30 supply. 12 of it is in workers, so I guess maybe like a 15-ish supply lead with the army. Corsairs, not going to get hit by the Scourge. That was good control for Movie so far. But he find out in this base pretty soon. Look how low those minerals are. Like, he's got to do something. And now he's getting out on the map. I didn't notice any lurkers anywhere. There goes a Templar. Ooh, I heard another Corsair die. I think that this could be a drop. There's still Lair Tech. The Overlords have speed. Hydras went back to their main, so I'm thinking that this could be like a potential counter drop. This is a fearsome Protoss army, though. Like, this is pretty solid. Yeah, 2-1 upgrades, okay. Not bad. Ooh, Lurkers. Oh, was that a loaded up drop? It looks like some of the Hydras are missing. There are no Lurkers out just yet. We're waiting for them to complete. And it is going to be a counter drop. All right, this is one of the downsides of Kickback getting horizontal spawns like this. You go for an attack, get immediately blindsided from the back. I don't see him turning around at all. I think that the probe saw it, but he's still not coming back. And this base is 100% going to die. The question is how much damage can the Protoss army get done to Zerg here? That was a great storm. He hit all 4 Lurkers. There's also, there's also not very many Lurkers behind that. He is morphing some more, and they did complete. But he is going to lose this. Okay, you're not getting through that. That's the weak grinder. He needs like 8 storms to get through this. Lurker field. So much damage. Oh, just shredding the Zealot. Now, potentially splashing a lot of the Dragoons. I mean, you can see that Protoss is getting through some of the units, but that's not all the Zerg units. Still a 50-60 supply lead. And with the Zealots and the Templars gone, that means there's nothing to help support the Goons. And this is going to be a 1-0 lead. There's the GG as Hero takes game 1. I just think that that's a tough map for Protoss versus Zerg. And I don't think Movie was able to get the econ he needed to go for like his funky builds that can actually pull off victories. So hopefully here on our next map, which is going to be more standard, which is Pantheon, maybe he can get his econ rolling and we can have a better 2-base timing. So with that said, let's get into game 2. Okay, so in the top left, we do have Hero. And in the bottom left, we've got our Protoss. It is Movie. The Pantheon, definitely more standard in my opinion. I don't think we're going to see a 2-gate. Has entrances kind of like Sylphid with the path. The tiny gap that you can't really close off. I think that we're probably going to see Hero play the same type of opener here. Maybe not necessarily a 9 pool, but maybe an overpool. I think I remember him, what was it, in ASL? He went like 12 hatch every game. I don't think you necessarily want to play that versus Movie. I think he could do something ridiculous in the beginning that may overwhelm you. And clearly in the mid game, Hero out macroed him. I mean, it wasn't close. A 50-60 supply lead versus Protoss as Zerg. That's a little insane, to say the least. The Overlord has gone for an interesting scout pattern. Went to the kind of towards the middle, then hooked back around, and is coming back down towards bottom left. And may actually find Protoss with his first scout. Now, Protoss is going to unfortunately go the wrong way. And that means that he's going to have to deduce what this opener is from Hero. It looks like Hero's actually gone for most likely a 12 hatch here. And there it is. Okay, so he is going to be a little bit greedy here. Now in Zerg vs. Terran, I've seen him mix in a few more additional drones, but I don't see that this time around. He is playing it more cautiously, as we are going to have the 12 hatch 11 pool. And it was only a single gate as expected. So this time around, Movie should have a standard opener, but I actually kind of think that he should have just gone Forge and just try and nailed some type of timing. I'm just not feeling like the Zealot is going to do anything, but I could be wrong. Probe will find that it is a hatch first, so he at least knows what he's facing off against. In the drone, can he body block? Ooh, okay, he can't do that anymore. He's going to lose it if he does it even once. Uh-oh. Is the probe gonna die? Wants him. Getting rid of even just the shields on the probe is a big deal because the Zealot probe combo is obviously super strong. So if you can eliminate that probe even just a couple seconds faster, that's going to be fantastic. There is the drone. We'll plop down a third base at top middle instead of the mineral only. Lings are on the way, and so far, literally no damage. And it looks like that Zealot is just going to have to skedaddle behind the mineral line. We do have a second Zealot at the natural. Okay, well now it's starting to get a little bit dicey, potentially. If he sends all these Lings onto the Zealot... Why'd the Zealot move out of position? Probe is doing decent damage. Got body blocked on his own worker. That means that the Zealot is going to get... Wow, he just... he knew he was going to kill it, so he just sent... Well, now Movie may actually start losing some stuff to these, 5-Ling counterattack? 3-Ling counterattack? This could actually do some damage as there's only one single Zealot out, and we know that there's going to be multiple gaps there. There's going to be the gap right there. There's also going to be the gap between the Forge and the Gateway, and there's no cannon. Okay, there we go. Luckily, the Zealot clogged that hole, but Hero's not done. He's going to try and be annoying here with the Lings. That Gateway, is it really going to die to just 4 Lings? I think it is. Oh, not only does he kill the gate, he gets 3 Lings in? Are we serious? This is a disaster now. No more gate. Okay, luckily he got the cybernetics down. I can see that that's building over on the left side. If there was no cybernetics, this would have been horrific. Would have been able to not build any tech. Just absolutely dreadful. And behind this, we do have the Spire, or not the Spire, the Lair coming. So I imagine the Spire will be coming pretty soon. I don't think he's going to try and do something weird like fast lurkers, even though I think that is a strong build. He's just going to drone from here. He knows that there's no way that he can get pressured. One probe. Painful. Painful to let 3 Lings in your base. And for Movie, I wonder what he's thinking. He has no vision at all. He doesn't have a probe out on the map. He doesn't have a Zealot out on the map. Obviously, doesn't have a Corsair out on the map. So he has to respect that there could be some type of Hydra all in. But not only is it not a Hydra all in, we see that Zerg is powering like crazy. So 0 additional Lings other than the initial ones that he started in the beginning. He's almost even in worker count now. He's got 3 hatches. He doesn't have his second gas, so far it doesn't look like it's going to be mass muta. Instead, this really does look like maybe like a 6 or 7 hatch Hydra game. Yes, he has the Spire coming, but I imagine it's just to build the 5 mutas that they always build. And another drone, another probe? No. Trying to see if there's additional hatches being put down. I think one more at the third base. There's another one at the natural. So he is now going into 5 hatch production. We'll see if he actually goes into 6 or if he'll just hover around 5. Didn't see an evolution chamber anywhere. Corsair's done. We'll try and eat away at this Overlord, but the Spire is done. I think Scourge should be popping out pretty soon. You know what I would actually like to see is avoiding these Zealots, taking like 5 Mutalisks and just jumping on those 2 cannons with like a big counterattack. The Mutas can soak the damage while the Lings do all the damage. And the Zealots, obviously they're too slow, they don't have speed. But of course I have full knowledge of what Protoss is doing, whereas Zerg doesn't. But that would be a cool thing to watch if he could come up with that build. Unfortunately, I don't think that Corsair is going to get out. Okay, luckily he's already gotten 3 of them out, so maybe he will, if he can go over there and help. Oh, he actually did get it out. He ends up saving it. I can't believe that. And we do have the Zealots on the move. Sunken's coming in. Lings are in position. Oh, wow, the Sunken's late. This might actually do good damage. He should have +1, right? Should be able to mow down these Lings. There's only two Meadows. I mean, that's not a lot of damage at all. Ends up even canceling the Sunken Colony just to save the money. I guess the Meadows popped out in the nick of time. I thought it was going to be less Meadows than this. And it is going to basically just force a drone transfer. Like, yes, Zerg lost, what, like 2 or 3 drones there? But really not that much in general. Here we go. This is a much better gateway timing. Think about what I was saying last game, how we had a 10-minute gateway timing. This is more like an 8:20 gateway timing. So much better timing. Actually did some damage with the Zealot pressure, but the problem is obviously Zerg's econ is way nuts with 6 hatch production already. Well, maybe it's not actually. What, 4 drones in the main? Is that it? He really needs to cycle some drones back over there. So right now, this is basically like half a base. Oh no, 1 cannon? Oh no, not like this movie. Please. Oh, he did kill some of the Scourge. Oh, never mind, there's more. Uh-oh. Archon, we need some big splashes. Oh, but the pylons! The pylons! Hero could just sit behind the pylon! In the main! He doesn't see it though. Instead he disconnected. I guess he can go to either base. Well, this 45 to 31 worker count is not going to be 45 to 31 much longer. It's now 41. It's now 40 to 42. Crazy damage and crazy macro cycle from Zerg. Another Corsair just immediately dies. This cannon's going to die. All he can do is counterattack. I think that's pretty much the best option here, but can't counterattack there. Double sunken at both bases. Ooh, the Archon's gonna work. It wasn't focused at all. Okay, miss micro there from Hero. The Zealot and the DPs drew some of the attention away. And maybe Protoss can actually hold his main? We got in. Is there an Overlord? There's no Overlord, but there's really not much here either, so... This is catastrophic damage, forcing out more Templars to be morphed into Archons. Yes, he gets the DT in, and yes, he'll get some kills, but it's definitely not worth the trade that he's taking. Oh, that was a really good storm. Really great. But he's still just down so much to play. Oh, okay, DT hiding off in the distance. That's great. Maybe it can come back in and get, a massive amount of drone kills. Not gonna use that storm. Doesn't want to hit his own units, of course. I think move. Okay, well, never mind. That's more zealots than I thought. I thought it was just gonna be 3 zealots. I think Movie's just desperate here, which I mean he clearly is. But with it being more zealots than I actually thought, this could get some damage done. But unfortunately, the Templars and the Archons are just so far behind. Meteors are going to be able to clean up the Zealots before the Archon and the Templar get there. So now it's just an isolated Archon, isolated Templars. Pretty much a gift. And the Spire doesn't even die. Now that storm did ridiculous damage. But it still doesn't matter, as Meteors are going to clean up everything. And well, what do you do if you're Movie at this point? These Zealot attacks, I mean, they're kind of doing damage, but really not very much. And Zerg is still on 3 bases, and it's a very secure 3 bases with Sunken's in the back. Well, again, he goes for a run by. I didn't even see that on the map. Zealot's just coming out of nowhere. Once again, getting into the main. He needs to get rid of that Spire. There you go. Get rid of that. Well, I saw the Hydrogen coming down for Zerg, and it's complete now. With 52 drones, you gotta imagine that now's the time to just start pumping out those Hydralisks. He's got 3 gas, so he can obviously afford it. I'm not sure if I saw an Evolution Chamber anywhere, but even if there isn't, I don't even think he necessarily needs to have upgrades. Like, I don't think he needs to have +1, for example, to actually just bust through. There is a Templar with a decent amount of cannons and an Archon. Okay, so you just will have to retreat here. The problem for Movies is Econ's is still so bad. Also, he's down 35 supply. He doesn't have like a hidden base, and in fact, even if he did, Heroes scouted almost every base on the map. The only position he hasn't scouted is the natural top right, and then the 3rd base at top right. And these mutas are really looking for anything that they can pick off. Almost gets a Dragoon. You would really like to bait off the Storm, which he does, and he gets the Templar, and he's gonna get a Dragoon. And again, we've got the smallish attack out in the field. What is it? 7 Zealots, 1 Archon. But okay, well, he'll get damage here. He should be able to cancel this hatchet top left. There's really nothing there to save this. Yeah, this is a dead baby. Muta's coming back, and now Tiger's here. This is going to be an easy cleanup. Wow. His army's just so out of sync. Like, why are the goons and the zealots just now coming? Aren't they going to get killed off also? The answer is yes. As Muta's can jump onto the goons. There goes 1 of them, 2 of them, and lastly, that goon's also going to fall. So now almost, well, it was almost a 50 supply lead. Now it's once again back to just 40, I guess. But 7 hatch production in a second for Hero. 4 bases. Mass Hydra. Look how many Hydras it is. Already. May actually just be a game-ending move. You gotta remember, every move out that Movie's done, like he's been sending Archons, he's been sending Templars. There's no Templar. Okay, I guess there's 1 Templar, right? But 1 Templar versus 7 hatch Zerg, and then he's probably gonna snipe this Templar. Well, he gets off the Storm, so I guess that's good. At least he gets some damage done before the Templar inevitably dies. But Hero not feeling confident to attack, at least not just yet. He is up 23 workers, so even though he's up 50 in supply, I guess it's more closer to about 25 in army value. He's just not letting him get this 3rd base. Saying, nope, sorry, 2 base for you. And if he stays on 2 bases much longer, he's going to be mined out. Like, this is 16 minutes. Oh my, that is so many lurkers. Just a disgusting amount of lurkers. That said, what? He's gonna try to expand to mid left? That's when you know he's desperate. Because I guess he feels like he can't get bottom middle ever. So he's just gonna try and hide a base at mid left. There's no Overlord there. If there was, it would have came over and killed us immediately. There we go. On the alert, pick it up. Almost 50 supply lead. There's a single form. Okay, 2 forms. A decent amount of damage, but there's still so many lurkers behind us. You can still try and attack into this. Look at how fast this help die. They just disappear. Well, now Zerg can just unburrow everything. Well, okay, or maybe just won't even have to unburrow. He's just gonna send only Hydras. Those lurkers that are just in the back are just gonna sit there, and that'll be fine. Now the Meadow come up, and I think this could be game over. There's just nothing for Protoss. Protoss once again hit their 2-1 power spike. Not sure if he just got it right now or what, but fights are going having +1. See you later, June, as everything's going to die here. And there's the GG. And that means we've got a 2-0 for Hero so far. And everything just seems to be going as I expected. Hero's just next level, man. His Zerg versus Protoss is so good. It's just so good. We are going to be going into Radeon now, and if I remember, this is Movie's pick. So this is his last chance here. I think this is a good map. It's better than the ones we've seen before. So let's see if actually Movie can potentially get a victory. Okay, in the top right. All right, we've got cross spawns this time. We've got Hero. And I saw that drone moving up there. I thought for a second we might be trying to go for an early pull, but not the case. And in the bottom left, we do have Movie. So if there's a time to go 12 Nexus, I feel like this is the time. Clearly, like, the 2-gate didn't work. Our normal gateway opener didn't work. We're falling way too far behind in the mid game. Like, crazy far behind. A lot of times when you see the pro level, you see Protoss up like 30 supply, or at least up like 10 to 15 supply. But not only is he not up supply, he's down 20 supply. So if we can't match the production of Zerg and can't match the macro, I think the only way that we can potentially do so is if it's a 12 Nexus. Now, as I say that, this is going to be a 9 pool. And Movie, it looks like it's going to be another gateway expand. I got to admit, I don't like it. I really think he needed to gamble here. Whether it's 12 Nexus or Forge, and then, just go one cannon and then just really nail your build. Like, really, I don't care about building any Zealots in the beginning. No pressure. Just really crush your, first 8-minute build order and do some type of timing. I feel like that's the play here, potentially, to try and maybe hit Hero while he's vulnerable, because in all the games so far, he's been having a really low link count, just having, one sunken before Mutalisk. Like, maybe you could do something to counter that, but so far we haven't seen that. Well, once again, Hero's going to be sending out that scout, and he's going to once again not see anything. Bottom right, not there. Doesn't see anything at top left. So probably we'll just find him with his second scout. Here comes the drone, and he will go put that hatch down. And unfortunately for Movie, he missed the Overlord, so he goes for a cross scout now. And Zerg's not going to be here either. So he has no idea that Lings are even on the way. If his Zealot's out of position, this could just be a run-by that kills the entire probe line. Oh my gosh, he is so far out of position. He's even going to bottom right. Why is he going to bottom right? Yeah, he needs to go back to his main. No, is he going to miss the Lings? Not like this. Not like this. Oh, and he put down a Nexus immediately. So this could be canceled. There's no Forge. Like, there's no SimCity at all. He only has one probe here. Only one Zealot. I can see on the mini-map that he's countering top right, but his Zealot and probe are not synced up. The probe was way too far forward. I can hear that the probe died at the natural. That's good stutter step micro. I mean, he's done a lot of damage with the Zealot, but it's going to die eventually. Zealot into the main, though, but it's just an isolated Zealot. Oh, never mind. I take that back. Probe is still alive now. Won't be a probe now. And that Zealot's going to get taken care of. And I can see on the minimap that I think one of the Lings died. Yeah, maybe one. He's now down to 5. But he's not being chased by 2 Zealots. But there's still no Forge. Oh my gosh, and that Zealot died. So now he may be able to just kill both of them. Forge is coming up now. Or is starting, I mean. And Hero, he has his gas already running. He's got his third base coming. He is running away with this game. Lair should be starting in just a second. Oh, I think that was actually Speed. He's got all 5 of his Lings alive. So he's like, you know what? I should just go Speed. And I think that's a smart move. To be able to run around these forever. Force out a cannon in the main and the natural. That's great. And also, Movie has to be worried that this could be a Ling Flood. He lost his units. He has no intel onto what this is. Oh, is it hydrogen? No. Only four more Lings for Hero, so it's not going to be a Ling Flood, at least not just yet, but why is that there? Going to be a Stargate. Okay, so Stargate once again is going to be good timing relative to the Spire, but these Lings are still just so annoying. The Zealot's basically dead. Going to go into the main again. Oh, now speed is kicked in. Now it gets really annoying. May have to build a cannon here. Nope. Almost got that Zealot, which would have been nice. Got it. Already got the probe. Now I get the second probe. Everything that's going on so far has been going in Hero's favor. Fourth hatch coming up. Fifth hatch going to start in just a second. Stargate is now finally done, and we do have that Corsair on the way. And I don't know if I actually saw Spire being built. I think that's it at the natural, near the ramp, but oh, nope, actually it's not, because I saw that it moved. Must have been an Overlord. So is this actually going to be Hydras? Oh, 4-hatch Hydra. Alright, this is going to be a strong play. Already got 32 drones. I think with 32 drones you can support the 4-hatch Hydra, right? Just mega all in. So this looks to me like we may just see a bust. At the same time, the Corsair's out, so he's going to see it coming, or at least know that it's a potential possibility. And also he's going to know that there's no Spire, which is kind of weird. Corsair so far hasn't got much intel other than there's a Hydralisk cavern. Hydralisk den, I mean. This is evolution chamber for the fast +1. He still hasn't gotten into the main to confirm Spire or not. Maybe he can deduce that it's no Spire based on how fast these Hydras are. I still don't see any additional cannons coming up in the natural, so I don't think he's actually sure of it just yet. Gateway timing, much better. He's got 3 more gates coming to put him up at 4. I didn't see Templar Archive though, so if he wants to do some type of Zealot timing, he's gonna have to wait like a minute or two before he can get it, up until like 15 or so. I think by then Zerg should have enough stuff to hold on. Just one cannon. Wow, that's so risky. But I think at this point, when you're playing someone of Hero's caliber, you got to go for a risk. Wonder what he's doing with that lair. Like, is it just for Overlord speed? Could it possibly be for lurkers? He's got a lot of lings left. He could definitely use the lings to body block and just shred everything with the spines. There's a Templar Archive that I was waiting for. I'm like, man, he can't possibly just be going Mass Zealot. But here we go. We've got Protoss on the move. I think he's got like 10 or 11 Zealots. I know there were 8 in the center. Yeah, 3 more on the left side, but they're slow Zealots. Lings are going to kill off some of them on the left. So now all that's left is 6. Oh no, 6 Zealots versus like 15 Hydras plus some Ling. He hit his +1 power spike, but now what? There's only 1 cannon. He does have a lot of gates. Like, I see him building some more gates, but how does he save the natural? Okay, well, Zerg doesn't know, so he does back off for now, but I think once the Overlord spots that this guy has 1 cannon, he's going to say, no, sir, you can't do that. Are you serious? DT out. Immediately killed off. Well, movie. Unfortunately, I think that his run is done here. The Templars just popped out, but they don't have any Storm. Forge is going to get picked off. This is a 5-hatch all-in. No 6 hatch. There's just a million Hydras, and they may have +1 at this point. Look at how fast the Zealots die. Cannons are doing work, but there's only 2 of them. And he's just standing here, just shredding everything. Both cannons literally die at the same time. All of the Templars, all of the Zealots are going to die. Gateway's gone. Only 1 Storm remaining. Great dodge. GG comes out, and that's going to be Movie being eliminated from the tournament. And Hero looking as deadly as ever. This is pretty much as I was expecting. I mean, Movie's a good player, but we're talking about he's playing against a player that can literally win ASL. You just really have to be on top of your game. You've got to hit all of your timings. They're not going to lose to basic stuff. Like, that just doesn't happen. That's why they're at the top, which is why I was really hoping that Movie would pull out some crazy builds. But he just didn't. He just tried to play standard, and I mean, it's admirable to test your skill, right, by playing just standard builds, but it's basically impossible to beat Hero at that point. So that puts Hero into the round of 8 so far. Gives us an interesting round of 4 matchup, whether it's Royal or Beast. You know, if Royal gets through, we've got a rematch of here. I think it was Hero versus, was it Royal? It was either Royal or Rush in ASL. Hero, even though I think his weakest matchup is Zerger's Terran, I really like his style. And Royal, you know, he's very solid in all the matchups, but kind of can go off the deep end in Terran versus Zerg. And then we've got Beast. If he somehow beats Royal here, you know, Zerg versus Zerg can be kind of coin flippy. And Hero does try and get away with a murder sometimes. So I could see a world where maybe Beast could get an upset if he can get past Royal here. But that is it today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next match, which will be another Terran versus Zerg, Royal versus Beast.